This is JoyNews, your home of independent, fearless and credible journalism. Oyepa FM has complied with the directive of the Traditional Council of Kumasi and has shut down. This morning, the Ghana Journalists Association is asking the Traditional Council to use the due process of law to address their grievances. This follows their order for a shutdown of the station, following complaints that they allowed businessman and politician Odai Odike to allegedly insult the chiefs of Menchia and accuse them of complicity in the issue of illegal mining. We'll be hearing from them shortly, but first here's Banta Mahene, who spoke at the Traditional Council's meeting yesterday.
As someone see Odike card your pen, I am on a platform na Odike kasade ngonti menye. If it's asam na mfa mo mo fi asam ketua bi na ka wo bei enka dibimemu odro ya nananom yehu a yeni beso ya yebeso ni.
You gave Odike the platform to say all that he said without caution. If you want us to accept your apology and show remorse, then announce to your listeners that you erred and apologize. Again, if you want Menchia to give you your hearing, then you have to close down your radio station from Friday, August 26th until the pending issue is resolved. If not, we won't take it lightly when you appear before us again.
And I'm saying, some person, Menchia who said, Manya no enti a free fiada. I call Pimsa, some other kind no radio station, no Muntimimbre. Nano who said, Manya no. Nasa no dia Madia, Manya show some Baha. Nananum numbetinum remember.
But the GJ's Ashanti Regional Chairman Kingsley says he hopes that the chiefs will petition the appropriate quarters to seek redress.
Dealing with it.
Yeah, I just got some feedback from the meeting that was held this afternoon, and as I just want to put it this way that Menchia is one of the establishments in Ghana that many of us hold in high esteem. The fact that it is the seat of the Asante Hene, that is the seat of the goodness too. And so to kind of berate Menchia is like speaking negatively against, the presidency, which is not the best for us as a democratic nation. But what has happened, I think, stems from, as you have said, a program that was hosted on their network or European network last week, where the founder of the United Progressive Party, Mr. Kojo, the popularly known as Odike, was said to have denigrated the palace when he made some comments about Galamsey in the region, which did not go well with the Menchia. Otunfo himself is not in the country, and the information I'm getting that they are asking the radio station to go off air until Otunfo comes for the matter to be determined.
From the GJA's point of view, is this something that you want to take up?
Yes, I will be informing the national executives about it, so that in the case of, just as in the case of the Oti Ada radio station incident with the Traditional Council there, where the leadership in Accra or the national leadership went to kind of resolve the issue. I believe that Menchia Palace should exercise kind of restraint, to use due process of law to address the concern. I believe Menchia could even petition the National Media Commission, to take the matter from her. From there, I think you will agree with me that Oyepa has no kind of a contract with Menchia, and so if there is anything, the authorities concerned monitoring the media landscape should be the entity to kind of address some of these issues. So it is my plea, even before we take the matter up to the national executive, to also come in to plead with Menchia to exercise restraint, not to kind of hammer too hard the head of the Oyopa radio station, because if you are going to deny them of revenue, the 24 is not here, and no one knows the time they will be coming.
The general manager of Oyopa FM, sometime Altui Champon, says the station will seek to atone for offending the traditional council.
Already locked up in a meeting with our directors. These decisions are very big ones, so you cannot take the decision as management. So we invited them. They are here. We've just started a meeting. We are just briefing them about what happened in Menchia today. And I'm sure in the next 30 minutes or so, we will be able to tell you exactly what our decisions are.
So this is a conversation with in-house management?
Yes, this is a conversation with in-house management. We represented the company today, and suffice to say that our CEO was also part of the delegation. So we arrived and invited our directors. We are briefing them at the moment as to what happened in Menchia. So we will take a decision just after this meeting and then issue a press release as to our next line of action here.
Do you have a choice in this matter?
Now, based on what happened at Menchia today, if you listen to Bafo very well, it was a precondition. If you want us to listen to you, then you need to do X, Y, Z. So,
including the closing down.
Like I said, we don't have much of a choice, but the point is that the directors should be involved in this landmark decision. It's quite a big one, and we need to probably convince them as to what should be the best for us. Yeah.
I just heard you say you don't have much of a choice. Do I read into that to say?
As far as management is concerned, yes.
Okay, and do I hear you saying then that the condition is if you really want the council to hear you, then you close it down? Do I hear you say most likely that's a decision? Tomorrow morning, your station will be off whilst you pursue the resolution with the council?
I'm very sure that will be communicated after the meeting with the directors. Yeah.
So why did you go before the council today?
So we had an invitation from them on, I think, was it yesterday? And then they asked that we come with the voice of ODK as he appeared here, and then a video. So we sent this to them, and then we thought that we were going to explain our side of the story. And the fact is, we admit that things did not go well. So we went there to apologize to them for what happened. But they told us our apology will not be accepted because they think that the matter is much more grievous than what we had come there to do. And that we should go back and come back on Monday. And then these are the things we should do as we come back.
So that's the station manager speaking to my colleague Evans Mensah last night on Top Story on Joy FM. Well, the update is that they have complied with the directive of the Kumasi Traditional Council. We'll be heading there shortly to bring you live updates. Meanwhile, the businessman and politician whose comment triggered the shutdown says he's gone into hiding. He says he will only apologize if the Traditional Council rolls back the decision of banishing him from the Menchia Palace. Akwesiada Odike has also condemned the decision to direct the closure of the radio station.
I've been banished from Menchia Palace, and traditional instructions has to be respected.
But you are in Kumasi?
At the moment, no.
Left the Ashanti region entirely?
Yes, I am somewhere. I'm at my hideout anyway.
You're at a hideout?
Yes.
Okay, you were asked to apologize. Are you willing to apologize?
Till now, I don't know where I went wrong. Until normally in our traditional settings, if you do something or you say something against the authorities, they will bring you before them, pinpoint where you went wrong, and then you apologize. But in this case, they did not call me, and they did all this at my back. And I wasn't around when they sanctioned all this. So I don't know exactly where I went wrong. But tradition demands that I should have been present for them to tell me this statement is not, it doesn't please us. So retract it and render apology. So they didn't ask me anything. They just slaughter a sheep and then banish me from my share, casting snare on my personality. So I don't know exactly what is happening. They have rather flout the traditional rules, and now they are doing everything to throw us into the eyes of the people. But they have to come out and say that they didn't follow the due traditional process.
Let me take you live to Kumasi now. Nanaya Ojima is in your shot there at Oyepa FM. Nanaya, we are learning the station has shut down. Bring us up to speed with what's happened from last night up until now.
Yesterday, the management of Oyepa FM and also some staff, that is the morning show host and other people who are involved with the morning show, were at Menchia Palace, and where they tried to apologize to the Menchia Palace for the comments that Mr. Kwesi Adewodike made on their platform. Now, their argument is that even though their morning show host allowed him to completely make the allegation about the chiefs concerning their involvement, what is alleged to be the chief's involvement in Galamsey, he also tried, that's the morning show host, tried to whip Mr. Odike in line. And at a point, he had to change the subject of discussion due to the nature of what Mr. Kwesi Adewodike was saying, or according to the radio station, whatever Mr. Kwesi Adewodike was saying wasn't in line with what they were discussing. So they had to change the topic. They were not expecting him to veer into that space. So the morning show host had tried his best to whip him in line, and also at a point had to change the topic. So this shows their remorse, and I went to apologize. But the Menchia Palace says since the issue was still being discussed by the Menchia Palace, or the matter was still being the chiefs were still trying to get Mr. Odike to get a side of story and discuss the issue further. If Oyepa FM would want to show their remorse, they should shut down for today or till the end of this discussion before the Menchia Palace accepts this apology that Oyepa FM is giving. Therefore, today, in compliance with the directive, they've decided to shut down. Meaning Oyepa FM is now off air, but the Promise Media operates both Oyepa FM and Oyepa TV, and some of the shows are exclusive to Oyepa TV, including the morning show on TV. So for this reason, the TV this morning went ahead with the morning show, and the host sat in and had the normal or usual programming, but the radio didn't show up today. And after then, some other programs like the sports and other social programs which are picked from radio are off due to the fact that the radio is not working today. So it means that there are some programs that the Oyepa TV picks from Oyepa Radio, and due to the fact that the radio has been asked to shut down, these programs are off the screens today. At the moment, I'm learning that they are playing back some shows and other movies that they can use to keep the TV alive. So this morning, the information I have further is that the management of the radio station are in a crunch meeting, trying to find a way out of the present situation. So presently, as you can see, there are some staff who are still here. The information I have is that some of them are on TV staff, and also others are radio staff. But due to the fact that they had to show up for work today, they are here, even though they do not have much to do at the radio station.
Nanaya, is it clear whom they are in the meeting with? I'm talking about management of the radio station. Who are they meeting, and exactly what are they hoping to finalize or come out with at the end of the meeting?
haven't been able to pick much from what exactly is happening at the meeting or who they are meeting. But the information that I received from my sources within the radio station is that the management had to meet today and discuss the issues or the way forward. So that is what exactly is happening. But the people who are in this meeting, I'm not able to confirm.
What has been the talk in Kumasi since this incident and since the directive of the Traditional Council for the station to shut down and of course the actions of Odike? What has been the talk? What are people saying about this?
So the people are divided over this over the matter. Some believe that this matter is being taken too far. There are others who believe that the traditional authority will have to deal with the situation the way they are dealing with it. So the people are divided. Mind you, Oripa radio station is one of the very popular radio stations in Kumasi. So there are listeners or people who are addicted to this brand today are not happy, especially within the central or the business district. There are a lot of people within the area who are addicted to some of the programs on the radio station. So there are some people who are unhappy with the fact that today their favorite radio station, that is Oripa FM, is not on air.
Well, Nana Juma, thank you very much. And once you're there, we'll be keeping tabs on this story to bring our viewers up to speed with what happens there, because we are learning this morning that the National Media Commission is actually meeting on this particular issue. They are considering the situation following the Kumasi Traditional Council's directive for the station to shut down. As we know now, they have complied with that directive and the station is not transmitting. Of course, they have other media outlets. The TV, Oripa TV, is going ahead with normal programming, but the radio station has shut down, complying with that directive of the Kumasi Traditional Council. We've also learned that the GJA at the national level is taking up this issue. We are learning that some of the executives are actually moving to Kumasi to find for themselves the fact of the issue and try to address it. But let's bring in Suleiman Brahma, who is the executive director of the Media Foundation for West Africa. He joins us on the phone. Mr. Brahma, thank you for your time here on NewsDesk. Only 2 weeks ago, we're discussing the issue and the actions of the Adan Traditional Council barring Radio Adan from covering an event, the Festival of the People. That we all agreed was an affront to media freedom. This development in Kumasi is definitely worse, isn't it?
No, certainly it is. And again, it's an act of censorship. Traditional authorities exerting their power to act in a way that certainly undermines the freedoms that the media must have to do their work.
What do you expect of the National Media Commission? Since this is about the second incident in the last 3 or 4 weeks following the Adan incident, that we're seeing some sort of friction between the media and our traditional leaders. Is this something that you expect the Media Commission to take a very strong position on, even though we are learning this morning that they are meeting over this Kumasi issue?
No, absolutely. I think it shouldn't be something that is taken one at a time, because they are going to Kumasi today. What about the next time we hear it is the Yana who has ordered a radio station to be shut down? Or the next time it is the Zugrana of the Kusak traditional area who has asked a station in Garu to be shut down? Or is the Ogua Traditional Council that has asked a radio station in Cape Coast to shut down? Here talking in Accra, it's the Gamanche who has asked JoyNews to be shut down because somebody has said something unpalatable about the gas state or about the Gamanche. So we need a broader conversation going forward. Of course, we do recognize, just as in the case of the Adan situation, it's a very dicey situation. You don't want to do anything to suggest that you are undermining the dignity and the authority of the traditional authority, even as we certainly say what they've done amounts to censorship. You want to get the radio station to continue to do their work. But if we are not careful, what that does is that Oripa FM gets on air and it's intimidated about what it can say and what it cannot say. Radio stations in the Ashanti region will feel intimidated, so that if a chief is even doing something that is wrong, it's almost like, well, he's a chief. We cannot say or anything or criticize them. I don't think that we can be in a country where we say when chiefs do something that is not right, then we keep quiet and gloss over it.
But even looking at the merit of this case, I mean, the issues that Chief have is with the businessman and politician, Akwesi Adai-Odike, who has allegedly indicted them or accused them of complicity in the issue of illegal mining. I'm sure if you have listened to the tape, Mr. Barima, you notice that the host of the show tried, addressing the issue and bringing his mind to the fact that this may actually incur the wrath of the chiefs. Why should the station, and this was a live show, he did all he could, and yet Adai-Odike was, insistent on his position. Why should the radio station suffer any consequence at all, if there is, for the actions of Mr. Adai-Odike?
Well, that's why I say it's clearly the exercise of traditional power to censor a media organization. I don't think that the Kumasi Traditional Council would want to say that if you're a radio station in Ashanti region, don't talk about chiefs. In any case, when it comes to the issue of Galamsey, which Odike was talking about, last year, Otunfo himself at a public forum talked about the alleged involvement of chiefs in the Galamsey exercise, or at least their support in the activities of Galamsey, and warned that certain chiefs are even under investigations by him, and if it is established that indeed they are involved or they support the activities of Galamsey, he would not hesitate to exert the heaviest sanctions against them. We know that Galamsey activities are ongoing in the Ashanti region just as it is in other parts of the country. The point is that if you are a chief, and powerful as they are, and Galamsey activities are ongoing in your area, rivers and water bodies are being destroyed, forest reserves are being destroyed, and you say you are powerless, you cannot do anything, even as your traditional area or your jurisdiction is being destroyed. And then somebody talks about the fact that, look, unless a chief is involved or knows about it, these Galamsey activities cannot happen. I think what the person really is saying is that the chiefs are so powerful that unless they know about something or they permit something, it cannot happen. How does that constitute an insult? Is it the case that when Otunfo said about this, literally the same thing last year, the chiefs couldn't act because that was coming from Otunfo, and this one came from Odike? Like I said, we revere our traditional leaders. We know they are embodiment of our culture, our heritage, the traditional knowledge, and they are embodiment of wisdom. There's no doubt about that. But I think the power that the chiefs have is not because they command any powerful military. It is because we revere them for the institution that they hold on to, the dignity that is accorded those institutions. But if they begin to now take the laws into their own hands, because if you don't comply, people will come and attack you or will show you where power lies. If it goes on like that, like I said, every chief will now begin to act in their own jurisdiction in a powerful way that would undermine the democratic society that we are all developing. When the Constitution says the media shall hold all duty bearers accountable, it didn't say except chiefs. And so, please, I think it's important that beyond this incident, we have a national dialogue about what chiefs can do, what chiefs cannot do, in the context of media freedom, in the context of press freedom. That is not to say that journalists can do whatever they want to do on air. I mean, professionalism is the cardinal point.
Mr. Barima, I'm grateful for your time this morning. That's the Executive Director of the Media Foundation for West Africa. And on the substantive issue on the attack on the businessman and politician, Akwesi Adai-Odike, the regional minister, who is also the head of the Regional Security Council, has indicated that he's directed a thorough investigation, asking the police to retrieve CCTV cameras, footages actually within the enclave where Odike's office is, in order to be able to investigate and arrest the perpetrators of that incident. This is News Desk with me, Ernest Manu. Now, angry residents of Mamobi hit the streets Thursday to protest the decision of the Ayawaso North Assembly to evict them. The Assembly issued a notice to some residents asking them to vacate the area within 3 weeks to give way for the construction of modern apartments. But some of the residents who have lived there for more than 30 years say the 3-week notice is simply not enough. They are asking for at least 1 year to allow them relocate. My colleague Michael Ashale was there.
Residents of Mamobi in red and black on the streets of Accra protesting plans to demolish an area they have lived for many decades. They have been issued eviction notices by the Ayawaso North Municipal Assembly. Per the notice, they have up to 21 days to vacate the area, but the residents are unhappy. JoyNews understands the area has been designated by the local assembly for a market.
One month, 2 weeks, baby, and I did a CS. I can't move. Because of the situation, I can't stay in the house. This is the baby.
Margaret Sediwoji Ziga is a mother of 3. The mere thought of having to leave moves her to tears.
Life is difficult. I've not been working for almost, let me say, a year plus. Because for 9 good months, I've stayed in the house. My husband, he's no more working. And we are in the house. One of our firstborn is writing exams this very year, and the other ones are also here. This the second one, the third one, and the other one too. So we are begging the government, please, he should let us stay, please.
Her son, Nelson Ziga, also joined the protest. He says his education will be truncated should they be asked to relocate.
Mamobi is my best house. I want they should give us a month to live there because we can't use 1 month to live there.
I mean, if you are asked to leave, how would that affect the education that you are having?
They can repeat me. They can repeat me in another school.
Margaret and her son are just 2 of the thousands that will be affected by the move. They are asking for more time.
But
you see, what's sitting on so saying?
You many baby, but now, me couldn't so yare. Many baby, me could crack up. Into our dam, Minyasikasu.
And the uncle say, yeah,
we are pleading for the government that at least, if you should see us and at least give us some time. You understand? Even if some compensation self and relief, why not? It's okay. But to me, if like give us time, oh okay, because of this, we will give us time like this. You understand? Then everybody have agreed on it. Then we went. But you
people, this is our room. They are attacking us. Where are we going to? We have nowhere. God help us. Oh,
Pacho, yes, 28 days nation. Mr. Mofa America crank my no be a coto my best 1 year, 2 years. Never ye prepare.
Assemblyman for the Mamobi electoral area, Wisdom Boaten, is asking government to intervene.
We are saying is that we cannot litigate with the state, and therefore the state should intervene with this issue. And also to talk to Ayawaso North Municipal Assembly, the MCE, Honorable Aminu Zakari Mohammed, that we are Ghanaians. We are not disputing the fact that the land belongs to the state. But at least they should have a human face.
countless petitions that have been sent to the MC for the Ayawaso North area, together with the Member of Parliament and some notable government agencies, have failed to yield the needed results. They are hoping that this protest will bring them respite. Government will give them some more time before they are asked to evict. For JoyNews, Michael Ashale.
The British High Commissioner to Ghana, Harriet Thompson, is asking President Akufo-Addo to demonstrate his stance with the citizenry by cutting down the cost of running his government. Harriet Thompson has been speaking exclusively to JoyNews.
But what would you say about government's handling of the situation in itself, for instance, such that it can prevent what you're talking about, that you don't see it happening?
I know that government is discussing with the IMF particularly what are the right ways to get the situation under control. It's challenging, right, because there are things that government needs to keep spending money on to support the population. At the same time, they need to identify those areas where they can draw back, where they can scale back. So looking really hard at how to reduce the cost of government, reduce the cost of some of those social intervention programs whilst maintaining that support for the people who really need it. It's a big challenge. So we've got a line open, we're exchanging ideas and views and so on, but it's a really difficult situation that the government find themselves in.
Well, that line that's open between you and government, for instance, you talk about cost of government in terms of the things that they need to cut back. Size of government part of it. Are there any other key areas that you're hoping that government would take a look at to be able to take us out of the situation?
One of the things that I talk to them about is my own experience as a UK civil servant, where over the years since I've started, more years than I care to mention, we've gradually seen just the belts being tightened and economies being made, and it's at quite a low level. For example, no more free coffee and tea for civil servants, no more biscuits in meetings for civil servants, and it's all things that at the time caused huge kind of, oh, they're taking this away from us, and now it's just normal and nobody expects that should be provided, and people think very hard about how taxpayers' money is spent in an appropriate way. And for me, as a British civil servant, the taxpayer shouldn't be buying my coffee and tea.
So some of these things for you should go.
So what I'm saying is I'm not saying that the government of Ghana is providing free coffee and tea for civil servants. I'm saying that really looking at the cost of government is an important place to start, including because people need to see that we are in this together, and that the pain that is sadly undoubtedly going to remain for a while as the world comes through these economic challenges, we need to be sharing that pain.
The UK High Commissioner to Ghana, Harriet Thompson, speaking exclusively to JoyNews there, and the full interview will air on The Probe on Sunday, August 28. This is News Desk with me, Ernest Manu. The British High Commissioner to Ghana, Her Excellency Harriet Thompson again, has debunked claims that the UK government scholarship schemes are meant to poach African talent. 45 people from various African countries have been awarded scholarships to study overseas this year. The goal, according to her, is to provide the recipients with leadership skills needed to help build their respective nations. Harriet Thompson was speaking at a farewell reception held in honor of the beneficiaries. There's more in this report.
The 45 awardees include 16 Ghanaians. They are beneficiaries of the Commonwealth, Chevening, and Great Scholarship schemes. The program seeks to empower the African continent by closing the leadership gaps existing in governance structures. Harriet Thompson is British High Commissioner to Ghana.
We're celebrating 3 scholarship schemes this evening: Commonwealth, Chevening, and Great Scholarships. The Chevening Scholarship is explicitly about allowing people from around the world to benefit from that world-class education that's available at British universities. People who wouldn't normally be able to use it, but a condition is that they go back to their country afterwards to benefit their country of origin, wherever that might be, from the study that they've undertaken, from the networks that they built in their year in the UK.
president of the Chevening Alumni Association of Ghana, Ebenezer Amankwa, wishes to see a rise in the number of individuals given the opportunity each year. He explains why.
Well, in my time, 1,500 people applied and they chose only 5. So the limited number of places. Now here it's gone beyond 15. But still, I mean, there could be an opportunity for opening up the number of people who get opportunity, because we have a lot of talent in this country who can benefit from the scholarship.
Some of the beneficiaries spoke to JoyNews about the application ordeal and the anticipation of new learning experience.
First of all, applying for Chevening is a very competitive process. About 58,000 people apply from all around the world, and only about 3% of the people are selected. So I'm fortunate to be selected for the 2022-2023 cohort. I work with disabilities in Ghana, and I'm very proud to go to London, go and acquire new knowledge and new skills, to come back and apply this knowledge into the work I do.
It was a lot of competition. We put a lot of preparations into it, and eventually, by God's grace, we are part of the 3% who was chosen from Ghana, and I'm actually very excited.
I'm just excited, and I'm looking forward, in fact, to renovate the health system in my country when I will come back.
The scholarship scheme, since its inception in 1983, has developed into a prestigious and highly competitive international awards program. For JoyNews, Ifwa Preko-Abuafo's report read to you.
Here in the studio, my name is Ernest Manu. Up next is Business with Darryl Kwa.
Hi, good morning. Welcome to Business. My name is Darryl Kwa. Application for clearance certificate will be done through online processes from October this year. This is expected to eliminate the incident of fake tax certificates and corruption associated with tax clearance in the country. Vice President Dr. Mamobi explains that many other digital reforms are underway to make tax payments easier. He was speaking at the 10th Annual International Tax Conference in Accra.
The annual International Tax Conference by the Institute of Taxation Ghana is under the theme Improving Domestic Tax Revenue Mobilization, a consultative and inclusive approach. Vice President Dr. Mamobi explains that many other reforms are underway to make tax payments easier for businesses and individuals. He is confident that the introduction of an automated tax clearance certificate will be a game changer for taxation in Ghana.
The automations of repetitive tasks, these repetitive tasks are aimed at reducing the discretionary use of powers and its attendant corruption or alleged corruption by public officials while promoting voluntary compliance and friendly taxpaying environment. So from the foregoing, it is evident that the issue of fake tax clearance certificates will be a thing of the past. Delays will be eliminated and there will be enhanced transparency through the automatic verification and electronic issuance of the tax clearance certificate to the taxpayer and the requested institution.
Meanwhile, tax consultant Dr. Abdallah Ali Nacha urged the Ghana Revenue Authority to reprofile the country's tax population. According to him, this will help bridge the tax deficit gap since many businesses will be added onto the tax net.
How to identify the institutions which should partner, DVLA, Lands Commission, to look at all the tax gap. And then we are also saying that immediately we are able to create the forum to allow stakeholders to engage and also give their contribution, it will help. I have that challenge when, after the e-levy, we were now having town hall meetings. My question was that, do we get married before we go for marriage counseling? It's the other way around. So that was the missing link of the engagement and inclusiveness before the tax. Then we will get people to be able to buy in.
The International Tax Conference is a 3-day event hosted in Ghana for tax practitioners in Africa.
Now, the Ministry of Food and Agriculture has revealed that it is increasing investments in dairy production to help achieve the Sustainable Development Goal 2. According to Deputy Director of Animal Production, Jonas Asarebechi, dairy production is an untapped subsector which could increase revenue for farmers and improve the nutrition of the country. Speaking at the Livestock Executive Breakfast meeting organized by the Israeli Embassy, Mr. Bechi disclosed that the ministry is collaborating with Israel to import semen of cattle to inseminate Ghanaian breeds. Here's more.
The Israeli Trade and Economic Mission to Ghana, in partnership with AgriHouse Foundation, organized the Livestock Executive Breakfast meeting to introduce innovative solutions to modernize cattle farming and support the development of livestock sector here in Ghana. Deputy Director of Animal Production at the Ministry of Food and Agriculture, Jonas Asarebechi, described the meeting as timely as his outfit aims at increasing dairy production in the country.
Government's programs concerning livestock, the cattle dairy side were not much, they were not giving much attention. But we have come to realize that dairy sector is a potential area where money can be scooped out. The breeds that we are using now, most of them are for meat production. But if we want to improve upon the dairy industry, Israel government has advanced in this side of development, cattle, milk production, dairy. So that's why we have brought them here to come and teach us. The most important thing is the breeds. So the breeds, we are going to import semen, artificial insemination. That's what we do. The semen from the cattle at where they are. We can't carry the cattle here, they won't survive. But we try to cross our animals here with their semen so that we get a hybrid. Hybrid, they will adjust in the environment.
Israeli ambassador to Ghana, Slomish Sufa, reiterated her country's commitment to improving Ghana's agri sector. In view of this, she stated that there will be an extension of the Foreign Trainees in Agriculture program.
Between 2020 to 2022, we had a good number of professionals receiving intensive training in areas such as precision agriculture, plant nutrition, intensive fish farming, milk production, modern irrigation, fertigation in tropical regions, agricultural extension for improved farm productivity, and more. We are also continuing with our flagship project, Foreign Trainees in Agriculture program, an 11-month intensive agricultural internship training program in the State of Israel, spearheaded by Mashav for agricultural graduate students from Ghana. In like manner, our Trade and Economic Mission has also complemented our government-to-government work with their business-to-business sector approach in strengthening the relations between Israel and Ghana.
Meanwhile, President of the Ghana Association of Cattle Farmers highlighted some challenges faced by the sector.
It is for the sustenance of life that both the crop and the livestock is farmed. But if through these activities people are losing their lives. And I also made mention that actually people do not understand the cattle farmers, or always used to say, why can't you keep your animals within and feed them? The system that we are practicing here in Ghana and other sub-Saharan countries of Africa is the open grazing system. That is what we know.
All right, and that's all for business. The news continues after this break.
Thanks for staying with us here on News Desk. And it's day 3 of the JoyNews EcoBank Habitat Fair. The Accra International Conference Center is your one-stop shop for everything housing. Ghana's biggest housing fair is currently underway. My colleague Maxwell Adoba is there. Let's cross over live and speak to him. Maxwell, I saw your report on the lights, very fascinating. Also the security cameras, but there are mouth-watering prices and very good deals and discounts. What can you report from there?
EcoBank JoyNews Habitat Fair, and we have a lot of patrons, already this morning coming through to come and see, what is on offer. Maybe we can just give you an idea of how busy this place looks. This is just the morning. And we've had a lot of patrons coming through here. I have one of them here with me. Let's talk to him. Let's find out from him whether he's impressed by what he's saying. So, you're welcome to JoyNews.
Thank you very much.
Okay. So, we want to find out, what do you make of the EcoBank JoyNews Habitat Fair?
I think it's a very good initiative, and I want to encourage EcoBank and JoyNews to continue with this initiative. It's a very good one.
Okay.
I think you should have it twice in a year.
You want it twice in a year?
Yeah, twice in a year, because this is my first time actually of witnessing it.
Okay.
My first time witnessing it. And I entered not too long ago, but the few stands I've witnessed is very encouraging. At least I've seen the polytank.
Yeah.
Everything habitat. I've seen those who are into kitchenware. Yeah. And now I'm here at the special gardens. And these lovely ladies are telling me a lot about how to acquire some properties here. I think it's very encouraging. I'm impressed personally. I'm yet to see the other stands, but what I've seen so far, very impressive.
So you are encouraging?
I'm saying that all the people out there who are not yet here should be here and see what's going on. They shouldn't be worried about the prices. I think they are very flexible terms here. Listening to Equia, very flexible terms. And I think that anybody at all can afford what is here. Right.
Thanks so much for talking to us. Okay, yeah. So yeah, you had it for us. Now let's talk to I rep from Dase, right? Yeah. Your name, sir?
My name is Albert.
Albert. Okay. Albert, tell us, what do you do, DASE?
Okay, so DASE stands for Diaspora Services Group. We provide a comprehensive range of commercial and residential investment sales and property management services for people in the diaspora, US, in the UK, and also Ghanaians based locally.
Okay.
So we work with a select group of developers who we've vetted, and we know they deliver premium high quality products. So Special Gardens is one of such developers. Oyarifa Park from Indigo Homes, Libya Apartments from Waterstone, City Park in Kumasi. So we have options all over in Ghana, in Accra, in Airport Residential, Oyarifa, in Tema, come to 26. In Kumasi too, that's the new one we are about to launch. So we should watch out for that one. It's called City Park.
Are you giving any discounts here?
Of course, we're giving discounts. So everybody who comes to the fair, if you just come to us and you say you participated in the Joy Habitat Fair, we are giving between $5,000 and $10,000 off.
$5,000 and $10,000
off any units you are interested in buying.
$5,000 and $10,000. I don't know why you are still home. Please move to the Accra International Conference Center and get a deal for yourself. Right now, let's talk tech, and Kobe is here. Just when I was thinking about getting a new iPhone, I hear Apple has done it again.
Yes, so they're about to debut the iPhone 14 on the 7th of September, which is next month. And events invitations are already going out. You see that Apple logo over there, made from a galaxy of stars. Now, see what I did there? Galaxy. Yeah, so that's quite questionable, because Apple's major competitor is Samsung, whose flagship brand is usually Galaxy. So is Apple trying to throw, a jab at Samsung, saying that we are coming into your galaxy?
Exactly.
But they're saying
into your space.
Yes. You see, nice pun there. Coming to your space, you galaxy. But yeah, so there's rumors that there's a new phone, 4 new phones actually, 4 new iPhone 14s. They all usually bring the budget 14, but now there's going to be a plus version of the budget 14.
Okay.
So 13 just goes 13, and then you go to 13 Pro, then 13 Pro Max. But now you're going to have 14.
Segregation at its best.
That's what they're doing. They want you to feel like, if you have a Max, Pro Max, then you can look at somebody using a 14 and be like, look, you peasant.
we ain't falling for this.
Yeah, but then there's new.
But it's out, so you can get it for us.
No, it's not out yet. They're announcing it on the September 7th. Okay. So be prepared with your checkbooks and your wallets and all that. And away from that,
my birthday. If you want to get me one for my birthday, God bless you.
Mine too.
Yeah, that's next year. Thank you.
Yes, and guess what? Twitter has been in the news since Elon Musk said he was going to buy Twitter, and then he started getting cold feet, or he started drawing out, and then said, it all had to do with bots and all. Now the issue is going to court, and an ex-Twitter executive who has become a whistleblower is saying that Twitter has been engaging in certain reckless and negligent cybersecurity policies, in the sense that he says that the bots matter that Elon Musk is talking about is actually very real. because Twitter does not have the resources to tell how many bots they actually have on their platform. Subsequently, he also came out to say that there's a lot of things going wrong at Twitter, as in with your data. When you delete your account on Twitter, your data still sits there and stuff. So it's very worrying, and he's going to be disclosing a lot of things.
So what's really Elon's position on this? Does he want to get the company and correct the issues, address them, or he just wants to back up?
So apparently, well, this is what Elon is saying, that he wants there to be clarity. He feels he's paying too much because of bots.
Now, who caused
there's all these problems. He caused them. Basically, he caused them. So is he going to back out after the whistleblower gives out all this information, or is he going to go for it but ask for a discount?
Let's see how this pans out.
Yeah, but I'm very interested in it. And finally, have you heard of the guy Andrew Tate?
Well, just before we came on, I mean, you were telling me, I didn't know about him.
Yeah, so Andrew Tate is a former Big Brother fan, like not fan, what do you call those people who end up in Big Brother? I don't watch Big Brother, but yeah, it was a housemate. Charlie, you be the guy. And he got kicked out because there was some video of him attacking a female. And apparently since then, he became very famous on the internet for promoting misogyny. And yeah, he's been promoting a lot of anti-female content, misogynistic content, and he's got a lot of followers. And platforms, primarily TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, have decided to kick him off, ban him permanently, because such content clearly goes against their community guidelines and a lot of their policies. So yeah, he's been kicked off.
All right.
So if you're a follower of Andrew Tate.
So that's your Tech Talk. Thanks, Kobi, for bringing us the update. That's our show for this morning. Apologies we couldn't bring you sports. We'll have more updates for you at midday. My name is Ernest Manu. Many thanks for your company. Stay with us.